Hello everybody, welcome back to another Draftradio Crack-A-Pack. I am, of course, your faithful Sherpa, Kyle Ott, and we're looking at a pretty nice pack. Not gonna lie, we're playing the Fate Reforged Lottery, as usual. Did we get a good rare? The answer is yes. The obvious first pick here is Archfiend of Depravity. If you guys have not played with this card, it is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. 5/4 flyer for 5 mana is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, let's be honest here, a 4-turn clock. Also, it manages to have just straight up win heavy board stalls. Also, like, it's not uncommon just to, like, get one creature with this thing. Like, if your opponent has only, like, 3 guys on the board. I mean, you're going to grab their worst creature and then hit them in the face for 5, but for 5 mana, killing their worst guy and then hitting them in the face for 5, then maybe trading for another removal spell or another creature is nothing to sneeze at. And if the card actually remains unchecked for longer than that, it's just absolutely backbreaking. That being said, there is some other stuff that I want to talk about in the pack. I think the next best pick is probably Bathe in Dragonfire. That's a pretty sweet removal spell. I actually really like Lotus Path Dijin, or Jin, as the actual pronunciation is. Rage Form is fine, although I will say it is substantially worse than a lot of its other counterparts. Light Form and Cloud Form are probably the two best of them at this point. But, I mean, beggars really can't be choosers. And Rage Form is certainly fine. Hungering Yeti is still a question mark for me. I haven't actually, like, walked into a Hungering Yeti yet, but neither have I had the chance to blow somebody out with Hungering Yeti, so I don't know how good this is. I don't know if it, like, is above. It's certainly not above Bathe in Dragonfire, but I don't know if it's above Rage Form or not. Certainly it would probably be above Lotus Pathogen. There's also Typhoid Rats for those of us that would like to go in the full black direction, and a Thornwood Falls, if that's more of your thing. So we're going to move on to the second pack, folks. And again, these are not to be taken in conjunction with one another. We're not doing an actual draft. These are just, if these were our pack one pick ones, what would we take out of the pack? So let's check it out. I haven't seen these other two, and I'm pretty excited. Well, we got the crappiest rare in the history of crappity crap. Rally the Ancestors is really freaking bad. It requires you to do way too much with way too little, and doesn't really give you all that much in return. That being said, there is some fantastic white card, there are some fantastic white cards in the pack. You'll have to excuse my grammar. There's both a Ward Scale Dragon and a Sandblast, two cards that I actually particularly like. I am inclined to take Sandblast over Ward Scale Dragon. I might be wrong there. I just favor cheaper, less mana heavy removal. Plus, the lack of a double white symbol is pretty nice on Sandblast, and Sandblast has impressed me very well. Very much, I should say. Very well much, yes. I can speak English today. I really like Sandblast, though. That's the point there. Ruthless Instincts is another card that it's impressed me a little bit. It hasn't been, like, super insane, but I really like the flexibility of Ruthless Instincts. And then, of course, there is Whisper of the Wilds. And I think those are the 3 best cards in the pack. There's certainly some good stuff there. I think if I was going to take this pack, I think I'd just, snap pick the removal, I'd take the Sandblast, and move on. Although I think you could easily defend your choice if you decided to take the Ruthless Instincts, or if you decided to take Whisper of the Wilds. Heck, I even think it wouldn't be all that awful taking Ward Scale Dragon. But I would take Sandblast here. Cheap removal, especially at instant speed in this set, is still really good, unsurprisingly, in any draft set. I will say Return to the Earth, on the other hand, though, has actually been like a really nice sideboard card for me. You never know when somebody is packing something like a Path of Mystery or a Ghostfire Blade, something along those lines. And most of the time you'll be able to hit something with flying too, so that's nice to note. But yeah, I think I'd either take Ruthless Instincts or Sandblast personally, and that's going to be that. And now, a drumroll please. Pack 3. Interesting. Wow, this is a freaking awesome pack. Holy mackerel. Jesus. Alright, well, we have a Soul Flare. Soul Flare is not the pick here. I will say that much. Soul Flare requires a lot of work for not that much payoff. Yes, it is a 6-mana 4/4 that does some cool stuff, but the amount of work that you actually have to put into that to ensure that it's going to get even one of those abilities is a lot. People see this card and they freak out. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make a 4/4 Vigilance Hexproof Trample Flyer. And you're like, chances are you're barely going to get a 4/4 Flyer for 6. Now, a 4/4 Flyer for 6 is excellent, particularly in this set when Delve is very, very good. But I don't think Soul Flare. I think Soul Flare is overhyped. and I would caution everyone to take that with a grain of salt. Like, I think Soul Flare is just as good as Gurmag Angler, or I should say Gurmag Angler is probably just as good as Soul Flare. I definitely think Sultai Scavenger is better than Soul Flare, and you can put me on record of that if that is what you so desire. I will say, however, there are some amazing cards in this pack. Sibasig Muck Draggers has actually impressed me quite a bit. A lot of times, you're just going to like mill all your really crappy stuff, and then you'll get a good creature back, and you'll leave a pretty nice body over after that point. Reach of Shadows is great. Bathe in Dragonfire is insane. Let's not miss the fact that there's a Dousing Gloom and a Map the Wastes. Two solid cards as well. But I think the best card in this pack by not a wide margin, but certainly a significant one is Valorous Stance. For a lot of reasons. In this pack, if this was pack 1, pick 1, there are no other good white cards, and so by taking a really good white card, we're not sending any white signals. Now, I know that it is much more important when you're drafting to read signals rather than send signals, but even so, it's still a consideration that's what you want to be doing, and I think that this is a great card anyway, and the fact that you're just not sending any white, like, you're making sure that white is completely cut, especially in this pack, and then maybe you can cut it in the next couple, it is a pretty nice tactic to have. Also, it is an amazing card. I mean, this thing does just about everything that you want it to. It's a great combat trick if you don't want to lose a significant creature. It's at instant speed, which is awesome. It's super stupid cheap, which is great. There's no high mana considerations. If we don't wind up in white, this is actually worth splashing for in a lot of cases. Just being like, destroy your best guy or save my best guy for 2 mana at instant speed is awesome. And with only 1 white mana symbol, again, you can splash Valorous Stance. You should splash Valorous Stance in a lot of ways if you have the mana for it. It's definitely one of those cards that I really, really enjoy. And I think everyone took note of this card when it came out, and with good reason. It's lived up to the hype. Unlike Soul Flare, this card has definitely lived up to the hype and been one of my favorite cards to play with, and probably one of my least favorite ones to play against. So I would definitely pick Valorous Stance. And then after that, probably Sibasig Muck Draggers, and then I might even take Reach of Shadows over Soul Flare, in all honesty. I rank Soul Flare as like an efficient creature rather than a full-out bomb, and so it ranks just below the removal spells. So Bathe in Dragonfire or Reach of Shadows over Soul Flare for sure. But this pack's insane. This pack's great. It's a super deep pack, and it shows that sometimes Fate Reforged does give you a nice general showing of things. But in any case, folks, Valorous Stance, Sandblast, and of course Archfiend of Depravity. Those are our 3 pack 1, pick 1 first picks. I am Kyle out, of course, for Draft Radio. Hopefully you found this informative and enjoyable. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You never have to do it in that order, but we certainly appreciate when you do it. And feel free to leave us a comment. I always appreciate some constructive thoughts. If I'm going too fast, let me know. If I'm going too slow, let me know as well. If you're like, what are you talking about? GG, you noob. Don't pass Soul Flare. You can tell me that too. I don't know how much credence I'll give that, but I'll respond at the very least. So thank you, of course, for watching, and I will see all of you fine folks next time.